We are getting there, but we are not the same yet. Max Verstappen reacted to Andrea Stella's comments about the tight competition, and we dive into the incredible developments at the Miami Grand Prix, exploring the upgrades that are pushing Red Bull forward and what it means for the rest of the season.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALAN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Kimi Antonelli has made history. The 19-year-old Italian has secured a monumental points start in 10 years, matching a historic pattern set by previous Mercedes drivers. And we break down how this young star is rewriting the record books in Formula One. Lewis Hamilton has questioned Ferrari's design, suggesting a critical flaw in their front wing setup, and we put the technical details to the test, comparing the aerodynamic strategies of Ferrari against the advancements made by Mercedes and Red Bull. The 2026 rule changes have created chaos, with concerns over engine design and safety in the wet, and we analyze what the FIA is doing about the energy split, alongside the big questions about the future calendar congestion for the rest of the season. Stay with us for the full breakdown. Red Bull is acknowledging that it is still playing catch-up against its Formula One rivals, despite an encouraging performance at the Miami Grand Prix. Max Verstappen voiced this sentiment in response to McLaren team boss Andrea Stella's observation that there are 4 teams in such a tight competition, with Mercedes and Ferrari also in contention. The weekend saw mixed results for the Red Bull team. Ishak Hadjar experienced a difficult outing, starting off significantly off Verstappen's pace before being excluded from qualifying due to illegal car floorboards and subsequently crashing out of the race on lap 5. However, Hadjar managed to qualify and secured a 5th-place finish in the sprint, before achieving a front-row start for the main race, ultimately finishing 5th again after a spin on the first lap. Team principal Laurent Mekies expressed optimism regarding the progress made. He noted that the team was extremely close to pole position in Japan, just 1.2 seconds away, and China, 1 second away. Mekies highlighted the rapid development cycle, stating that the competition forced immediate updates, and that the team successfully addressed key issues, confirming a definitive step forward. He characterized the progress, noting that qualifying performance improved significantly, moving from being 0.6 away from pole on Friday to less than 0.2 away on Saturday, signaling substantial development. While race pace was strong enough to keep Red Bull in contention for a fight between positions 3, 4, and 5, it was not sufficient for a podium finish. Mekies credited the team's efforts in Milton Keynes for this crucial step forward. Statistical comparison showed Red Bull closing the gap to the best non-Mercedes car. In Australia, the gap was 0.785 seconds. In China, 0.938 seconds. In Japan, 1.2 seconds. And in Miami, only 0.166 seconds. Hadjar's performance in Melbourne was partly attributed to finding a suitable setup, as the car was operating outside its ideal window in China and Japan, where it was out-qualified by the other top teams, including Alpine's Pierre Gasly. At the Miami event, Red Bull benefited from a comprehensive upgrade package, including an updated floor, engine cover, side pod inlet, and front and rear wings, which met team expectations according to technical director Pierre Wash. Regarding race pace, Verstappen's 44-second deficit under the checkered flag did not reflect his potential, as he finished 9th on lap 1 following a spin and dropped to 16th after a pit stop during the early safety car period, leading to a 51-lap stint where he managed 10 overtakes. Red Bull maintains a cautious approach, emphasizing that they have not solved every challenge. Mekies confirmed that the development race is ongoing, and the team remains focused on extracting more from its package, anticipating further competitive developments in upcoming races, including potential weight-reducing items near the Austrian Grand Prix in late June. Kimi Antonelli is currently making history in Formula One, establishing a points-scoring pattern that is the strongest seen by a Mercedes driver in a decade. The 19-year-old has become the sport's youngest-ever championship leader after securing his second victory in the 2026 campaign in Japan, and further cemented his status with a recent triumph in Miami, marking the first instance where a driver has converted their first 3 pole positions into 3 consecutive wins. With 100 points accumulated, Antonelli has achieved the strongest start to an F1 season in 10 years. This tally is the first recorded after the 4th round of the championship since Nico Rosberg's dominant run at the start of 2016, when Rosberg amassed 100 points through back-to-back wins in Australia, Bahrain, China, and Russia. While Antonelli has secured fewer Grand Prix victories, 3 in total, his race finishes across the opening 4 rounds mirror a pattern achieved by Lewis Hamilton in 2021. Hamilton achieved 3 victories and won second place in the first 4 races, resulting in 94 points, which was fewer than Antonelli's current total. This pattern echoes earlier achievements by Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. In 2015, Hamilton achieved the same results, scoring 93 points. Similarly, Sebastian Vettel achieved a similar tally in 2011, netting 93 points from wins in Australia, Malaysia, and Turkey, plus a second place in China. If Antonelli were to sustain this performance level throughout the remainder of the season, he would be on track to become the sport's youngest-ever world champion. Fans are closely watching to see if the young Italian can emulate the historic achievements of past legends. Lewis Hamilton has raised significant questions regarding the design choices of the Ferrari Formula One front wing, suggesting it may be an outlier compared to rivals like Mercedes, McLaren, and Red Bull. Hamilton believes the differences in performance seen in the recent season upgrades can be attributed to specific design decisions in this area. When questioned about whether this concern related to straight-line versus cornering performance, Hamilton indicated it was a fundamental concept issue. He noted that when comparing Ferrari's wing to those of their competitors, the visual differences are striking, leading him to wonder about the functional impact of these choices. Analyzing the front wing requires deep understanding of airflow dynamics, but visual comparisons highlight key differences. The report details specific aerodynamic features, including the separation point of the main plane leading edge, the trailing edge of the flap assembly, and the presence or absence of a horizontal vane, or dive plane, on the end plates. Red Bull has demonstrated sophisticated integration of the front wing and end plate, featuring raised profile sections that optimize airflow before it reaches the floor. Mercedes and McLaren show similarities, particularly in the inner lower corner of the end plates, suggesting a higher section wing profile outboard, which may reduce sensitivity during mid-corner roll. In contrast, Ferrari's design is described as the simplest, with its leading edge of the end plate positioned further forward than the wing, placing it in a difficult aerodynamic position. The analysis suggests that Ferrari's leading edge and trailing edge may not be optimally complementary, potentially making the car aerodynamically sensitive during cornering. Furthermore, the absence of a dive plane on Ferrari's end plates could be a contributing factor to observed weaknesses, such as increased drag on the SF26, as the vane is crucial for managing air pressure around the front tire. While the assessment is based on visual inspection and comparative analysis, the report concludes that while Hamilton may be correct in identifying room for improvement in the front wing assembly, overall performance is dictated by the harmony of the entire car's flow structure, emphasizing that no single component can entirely resolve performance issues. Formula One is navigating a period of significant regulatory evolution, with recent changes stemming from concerns over the 2026 engine regulations. Following a series of adjustments, including the recent Miami Grand Prix, the governing body has agreed to further engine design modifications for the 2027 season. Discussions surrounding the new rules have sparked debate within the sport. While some observers, including drivers, acknowledge a negative impact on the qualifying experience, others point to positive effects on overall racing, citing increased overtakes, albeit some of which are attributed to energy management differences. Television viewership has shown a positive trend, with several key markets like Australia, China, and Japan seeing significant increases in viewership across the first 3 races. The genesis of the new regulations was aimed at attracting more manufacturers, leading to a decision to increase electrification in road car technology, agreeing on a nominal 50-50 split between internal combustion and electric powertrains, supplemented by sustainable fuels. A key decision involved removing the MGUH component of the hybrid system due to its perceived complexity and cost, which was deemed not road relevant. This shift has dramatically increased competition, resulting in 6 manufacturers participating, compared to a potential maximum of 3 previously. However, the transition has exposed fundamental challenges. Early warnings suggested the cars would suffer from energy starvation due to the energy split, leading to stopgap solutions like active aerodynamics. Critics question the decision-making process that did not fully address the core issue of the 50-50 split. Consequently, amendments are anticipated for 2027, potentially altering the energy split to favor internal combustion engines. Looking ahead, discussions are ongoing for further rule changes in 2030 or 2031. The broader automotive landscape suggests a deceleration in the pace of electrification, prompting speculation that F1 may see a partial reversal towards naturally aspirated V8 engines augmented by token hybrid systems, a direction being pushed by the FIA president. In terms of on-track safety, the high electrical power output in the new engines has raised concerns regarding wet weather racing, leading to adjustments such as limiting full boost mode and maximum electrical deployment in wet conditions. Tire blanket temperatures have also been raised following driver feedback. Beyond technical regulations, the sport is also addressing scheduling and financial viability. Questions have been raised about the utility of sprint races versus double Grand Prix weekends, balancing competitive action against operational costs. Furthermore, the loss of certain Grands Prix, such as Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, is prompting exploration into rescheduling. While geopolitical factors currently restrict the reinstatement of some races, logistical considerations are being examined, with potential slots identified in October between Azerbaijan and Singapore, and discussions about moving other events to accommodate potential future stability in the region.